D, your financial credit guru, the hitmaker, the score. Welcome back to the next episode of The Score. Today, I want to really plug home and hit home with you guys and expose something to you guys that you really need to see. I'm not going to really get into the individual's name right now, but I want you to see all the flip-flopping that's going on with these so-called celebrities out here. I want you to see on how they say one thing in one breath and do the opposite. But first, let me introduce you to my co-host, Mr. Dan Green with Green Financial, tax accountant. Mr. Brother Dan, how you doing, man?
Doing fine. Good afternoon, everybody, on this very important day, Election Day.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah, or probably tomorrow is when we actually really find out, or Thursday, or Friday this week.
Only God knows.
As far as really finding out on what the outcome is going to be. But Dan, I wanted to expound with our viewers, man, and have a little conversation with our viewers and our listeners, man, about these celebrities out here that say one thing in one breath but does the opposite, which is really questioning to me. I'm questioning in this, like, what's really going on with these celebrities out here, these Hollywood elites out here, that all of a sudden now, after saying one thing, they switch up and do the total opposite now. And I want to talk about this individual here and let me play this clip. Let me play this clip right here, Dan.
Okay.
So the people can really understand where I'm coming from.
Let me tell you something. When I be complaining about food prices, and y'all must be like, "Ain't you rich? Why you complaining about lettuce? Why you complaining about this?" That just goes to show me when you become successful, when you have money, you're gonna go broke soon because y'all not budgeting. I get a summary of the money that's being spent in my home every week. So when I'm starting to see that like groceries is like tripling up, it's like, hey, yo, what the fuck going on? I want to see for myself what the shit is being spent on. And like when I go to the supermarket, like I went to the supermarket, I'm seeing that everything tripled up. That like lettuce was like $2 a couple of months ago, and now it's like $7. Of course, I'm gonna say something. Because if I think that shit is crazy, I could only imagine what middle class people or people in the hood is motherfucking. So yes, I'm going to say something. And I have a big platform, so I do want anybody that's responsible of these prices to put that shit down. They're gonna see my shit, they might put it down.
A few years later.
Mind you, and this is why I said I'm not. This is why I'm telling y'all I'm not this year. Don't ask me. I don't give the resume that they send. I'm not endorsing no presidents no more. Because how is there $100 million budget cut in New York City for schools, library, police safety, and sanitation? Yeah, Joe Biden's talking about like, yeah, we could fund two wars. Mom's talking about we don't got it, but we got it. Like we're the greatest nation. No, we're not. We're going through right now.
Several months later.
Hold on. How you guys doing tonight? How you guys doing tonight? Are we ready to make history? Are we ready to make history? Are we ready to change these 4 years? No. Are we ready to change the next 8 years? Because we're going to make sure we have Kamala Harris in office for 8 years. Thank you.
Dan. Mr. Dan Green. Dan.
Well, first of all, Malik, she's not a Mensa member, okay? She's not the brightest bulb in the chandelier, okay?
Oh, she's definitely not the brightest star there in the universe.
She'll never be mistaken for being a Mensa member.
Dan, what the hell did we just see?
It's like, okay, she's complaining. She knows reality under the Biden-Harris administration. Now, on the eve of the election, she's all in now. She completely forgot about what she said a couple of years ago, a few months ago. I mean, it's like, okay, she did a complete 180. I mean, it's insane. Yeah.
They say
what is going on?
Dan, to be honest with you,
she's not that bright, okay?
Dan, to be honest with you, man, and this is just my beliefs, and these are just my feelings, but trust me, my beliefs and what I feel don't be too far off, Dan. I'm gonna say allegedly, right? I'm gonna just, right. Just to keep it safe, I'm just gonna say allegedly. I believe that a lot of these entertainers and a lot of these celebrities that's now coming forth now to support this woman, Kamala Harris, to become their president and to try to influence the masses of individuals that they have influence over by bringing out these celebrities that once stated that they're not endorsing Kamala Harris for this upcoming presidential election, but now in the ninth hour has did a whole 360 switch. My personal beliefs, my personal feelings, and allegedly, I believe these individuals is on that Diddy list. I believe that some of these individuals are on that Jeffrey Epstein list. And I believe now that they're really, really pulling these people out by having some type of conversation with these individuals, as they done stated in the beginning that they're not endorsing the Biden or the Harris ticket or whatever for her to become president of the United States. But at the ninth hour, you got Cardi B, you got Sexy Red, because Sexy Red was adamant in interviews that she has done before recently. And if you don't know who Sexy Red is, she's some type of ratchet rapper out there that displays a lot of that displays a lot of foul sexism to try to influence these little young girls out here. That basically,
right. He was the one that did the rally back in Atlanta, right? When
no, that was Megan Thee Stallion.
That's right, Megan. That's right.
That was Megan Thee Stallion. She's another one too. She's another one too. They use individuals and women like that. That's of the lowest on the bottom. I call them bottom feeders. I don't give a fuck how much money they got or what they proclaim and profess to have. I look at the overall individual and the overall character of these individuals, these inferior individuals, that happen to come across a situation where now they got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But they're using their platforms and they're using their image and their likeness to degrade our race of people in our community, especially these little girls and these women. But back to what I'm saying though, I believe that they got something on these individuals. I believe that some of these individuals is on that Diddy list that was at that Diddy's party, and some of these individuals are on that Jeffrey Epstein list, and they trying so hard now by pulling these individuals out to get up on that podium or to get up on that stage and now endorse Kamala Harris to become their president of the United States after claiming and saying, and it's on interviews and it's on Instagram posts that they are disgusted with the Biden-Harris administration because of their communities suffering from inflation, from an invasion of the illegal immigrants, from garbage and trash all up in their communities and things like that. But to do a 360 switch like that, to now say you are endorsing Kamala Harris, what's really going on? What do they really have on you? You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's an interesting hypothesis, a theory, because they've completely switched. It feels like, okay, do it for the community, do it for she is a woman of color, whatever color you want to call her, or whatever race you want to attribute to her. She is a woman of color, and they're pressuring these female rappers who are mostly black and from the hood, as they say. And she knows that they do have some influence. The Democratic Party knows that these rappers have a significant amount of influence, especially with the young
celebrities.
Yeah, they have a significant amount of influence with the youth, and even middle-aged people in the black community. Yeah. It's really pathetic, Malik, when you realize how the Democratic Party views the black community.
Yes.
It's like they're not putting up successful black business people for the most part, influential people of substance. They're putting up these entertainers because they feel like black people are so vapid and stupid, intellectually vapid, and that they will respond to these entertainers. And like, okay, if entertainer A says you all need to get out and vote for Kamala, you better do it. You better do it. Just like when Obama said, "I'm going to whoop you." I mean, saying you guys, like chastising young black men for supporting Trump and verbally disclosing that they were going to support Trump. And he just went on a tirade and chastised them. I mean, that guy
then said he was going to get Michelle on us.
Yeah. It's just, and it's pathetic that black people will allow themselves to still be subjected to that kind of crap, and for them to still be perceived by the Democratic Party as being, of course, it is factual that blacks tend to vote based on emotion. 80 to 90% of blacks will always vote for a Democrat. It's just no matter what, and especially if it's a black Democrat, they will vote blindly. Obama is still held in high regard in the black community.
They even got pictures of him sitting inside their kitchen on the wall, as if as if it was a black Jesus.
You got the black Messiah there. You got two black Messiahs. You have Jesus, and then you got Obama, and then you got every doggone piece of memorabilia from the Obama family, right there on the coffee table, in the living room. Every book they've written. Ghost wrote, all of that stuff, it's just amazing to me. But the way the Democratic Party they infantilize black people, they treat them like children. They treat blacks like children. They said, just throw them the bread and circuses. You will always.
That's exactly what it is. Bread and
circuses. That's why you got these rappers and these entertainers and these athletes out front on the stages all over the place with Kamala Harris.
But you know something though, Dan? And a lot of these entertainers, and I don't mean to throw shade or anything like that. I'm just speaking facts and I'm just speaking truth. A lot of these entertainers does not have any form of financial literacy. No form of financial literacy, Dan.
Right, you've worked with entertainers,
I got a lot of them that's my clients, and I'm not saying all of them. And by no means am I throwing shade at my clients, because I work with my entertainer celebrity clients. But I'm saying for individuals like what we just seen right here with Cardi B, Sexy Red, Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, a lot of them like that don't have no form of financial literacy.
But you know what, Malik? This is the thing you have to understand. A lot of them are so rich, they don't have to be financially literate. They're stupid. They've got so much money, and that.
Well, I wouldn't say all of that, Dan. I wouldn't say that they have so much money. But hold on. But you'll be surprised what's really going on behind the scenes. You'll be surprised.
Oh, I know a lot of them end up going bankrupt after a few years. They go through their money just pour through.
Because they have no form. Because they have no form of financial literacy.
Exactly.
Like you said, it's just bread and circuses. They are entertainers. Their job is to entertain.
Right.
Bread and circuses.
But they have no intellectual depth. I mean, I know you're talking about the financial literacy, but a lot of them don't even know about world issues at all. They can read a teleprompter, they can memorize their scripts, they can put a ball through a hoop, or they can knock a ball out of the ballpark, and they make a lot of money doing that by entertaining us. But
from Hollywood.
Yeah, from Hollywood. But you ask them about modern monetary theory, I bet you 99% of them have no damn idea what modern monetary theory is.
No clue.
I can guarantee you can count on, when you add all the athletes, all the entertainers, and what have you from that segment of society, I bet you can count on one hand the number of them can explain to you what modern monetary theory is.
So why would you take an individual like this right here seriously when she spoke in one sentence and did the total opposite? She spoke in one breath, stating that she is disgusted and she feels as though that she has been betrayed and her community has been betrayed and her city has been betrayed. But now you turn around in the 9th hour to come out and vote for this woman or endorse this woman as your next president, which is Kamala Harris. I believe that they got something on her. And,
They
and, and
might
I
have
don't think
something on
and I don't think it's about the Harris, the Harris campaign or the Harris, team or whatever paying her a nice little bag. I don't think that's what it's about, Dan. I really don't think that's what it's about. I think behind the scene, a lot of these individuals that have been at that Diddy party, and that Diddy case is now moving forward for a lot of people to be exposed now on that Diddy list or that Jeffrey Epstein list.
That's a very good hypothesis, and it's very it could be it could be very feasible. I mean, it could definitely be true. And see, you have to understand the Democrat playbook or their MO, their modus operandi. They will do whatever it takes to win, Malik. Look at what they've done to Trump.
Hold that thought. Let's take this quick commercial break so we can pay the bills. My name is Malik Davis. I'm effective and I'm efficient when it comes down to producing those credit results. I don't play around. Yeah, I have a lot of shrewdness with me and a lot of aggressiveness with me, but I get the job done and my clients appreciate that.
There's a dude by the name of Malik. We call him Malik, the credit guru. He goes in and cleans up everything.
What type of clients do I service? I service them all. Blue collar, white collar, doctors, lawyers, actors, singers. Doesn't matter who you are. I don't have time for your games. I don't have time for your bullshit. Either you want your credit fixed or either you don't.
And one of the reasons why my credit is incredible because I got Malik Davis 211 credit guru. This is not an endorsement. This is knowledge.
Either you want your credit fixed or either you don't. Either you want me to properly educate you and lead you to where you need to be led so you can obtain the things that you need to obtain, or you don't. You seeking my services out. Don't tell me what it is that you want to do when you're seeking my services out, because I'm telling you what you need to do.
No matter how much money you got, that credit got to be right. So I can always depend on my boy Malik Davis to make sure my credit is always right. No matter how much money you got in this world, your credit is crucial. Make sure it's clean, make sure it's tight, make sure it's right. Check him out.
Welcome back to the score. Dan, let's resume on. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, look at the MO of the Democratic Party when it comes to politics. They have no scruples. Okay, the modern day Democrat Party. Okay, since I would say circa January 2009, the Democratic Party completely changed at that point. They weaponized the federal government against their political opponents.
It used to be for the working class people.
They're no longer. They look what they did to Trump. They've made that man into a martyr. Now, I don't know if he's going to win the election, but what did they try to do? They tried to put him in jail. They tried to bankrupt him.
Yeah.
They
tried to kill him.
He's been shot at.
They tried to kill him
twice.
Allegedly.
Well, he was shot at once, and then there was going to be another assassination attempt, but it was thwarted, okay, by the FBI, by the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Okay. They have tried to, and they've destroyed his family. People that have supported him, that were key members of his former administration, were put in jail. And it's just insane. On pardon the pun, but trumped up charges.
Yeah.
These people are ruthless. They do not care how they win as long as they win. That is the modus operandi of the Democratic Party, the modern day Democratic Party. They will destroy their enemies. And what they have done over the last few years, they've taken black people for granted. They just assume that blacks will come out in great multitudes and vote for them. And that's true. And then what did they do? This is the worst thing they did to black people. They allowed all these illegal aliens, anywhere between 10 to 20 million, come over the border for the last 3.5 years. And what have they done? They have displaced blacks on federal government programs. They have displaced blacks in housing. The cities have put these people up in luxury hotels. They not only displaced blacks, they displaced veterans, and people that and funds and resources that will be going to assist blacks in their community are going to illegal aliens and stuff now. And blacks will still vote overwhelmingly for Democrats. Look at every major city in this country, for the most part, is controlled by the Democratic Party. You can't blame the Republicans for the plight of these cities. And what
Mm.
do you have in these cities? High crime, high rates of poverty, and terrible schools. Who are in control of those cities? The Democratic Party. But what will blacks do overwhelmingly in these inner cities? They keep re-electing these Democratic politicians.
Mm.
And that is a pure definition of insanity. And like you said, getting back to these rappers and these entertainers and their ties to P. Diddy, it is very feasible to come to the conclusion that they have been pressured to support Kamala Harris because of the ongoing investigation of Diddy, and the FBI has already said there are a lot of people involved. So
Dan,
yeah,
I'm
that
telling you.
conclusion that you've reached, Malik, is it's logically reached, and it could definitely possibly happen.
I swear to God, I feel it. I feel it in my bones and I feel it in my soul, Dan, that they got these people, pulling these celebrities out, these rappers out that was once against the Biden-Harris campaign or Biden-Harris ticket or whatever.
Administration,
Administration. That they was totally against them because they see the high grocery prices. They see the high inflation. They see the high interest rates. They see your gas prices is super high. Right. They see your communities going down the shit. They see that they see the illegal immigrants coming in with this invasion and how they are awarding these immigrants these large amounts of food stamps, money on these credit cards and things like that. They see how they sending this money over there to Ukraine. They see how they taking our tax dollars and sending it over there to other countries. But yet and still, in the 9th hour, they right there up on that damn podium and can barely fucking speak.
Exactly. I totally agree.
And I believe they got something on these people. I swear to God. It ain't about no money. We're getting them to come on out to speak, to try to influence the people, whatever. I believe that they are pressuring them to bring their asses out and pull them out on that damn podium because the asses is getting ready to be exposed if Donald J. Trump becomes the 47th president of the United States of America with that Diddy list, them Diddy parties, and that Epstein list. That's what I believe. And allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, this is how I feel. I believe that Kamala Harris is tied up into that Diddy shit too.
Well,
because she used to date Diddy allegedly way back in the day. See, a lot of people don't know that allegedly she used to date Diddy or had some type of relations with Diddy back in the day.
Well, Malik, I can't speak to that. It's obvious that she
allegedly.
It's obvious that she's been around the block. It's obviously Willie Brown.
Willie Brown.
Excuse me, Willie Davis was a great football player. Okay.
Willie Brown. Montel Williams.
I mean, she's been around the block. I mean, she's been, and all you gotta do is ask Judge Joe Brown.
Oh yeah, he knows.
He knows her. He was out there in the midst of the legal community out there in California. He knows all about her. He knows all about her exploits. Okay? So what you're saying is definitely logically, reasoned, and could definitely be a possibility because Diddy was a powerful dude, especially in the entertainment industry, and a lot of people from actors to musicians,
politicians,
athletes, they all, politicians, they all
rappers, entertainers, celebrities.
He was a billionaire, close to being a billionaire, and he had his hands and his tentacles.
But don't you find it funny though? But don't you find it kind of funny and you seen it right there. You seen it right there from that clip. You said this just 2 years ago.
Exactly.
Now, a couple days ago, you come out and say the total opposite, and you was adamant. Couple years ago of how you felt, because you said you felt betrayed, by you actually seeing the things that's transpiring since this woman has been vice president for 4 years and Joe Biden being president for almost 4 years, and you endorse Biden, but then you switch it around now complaining, talking about they have betrayed you and betrayed your people and your community and your city.
Exactly what she said just a few months ago. She wasn't going to endorse anybody, remember?
And look at her now.
Yep.
She's up on that podium.
She's not doing a word salad. I mean, with a bunch of word salads.
But you can't take them people seriously, man.
No, I never do.
People of high intelligence, people with financial literacy, individuals with some type of form of financial literacy, you can't take those type of people like that right there seriously. You can't.
Exactly, Malik. That's why I don't look at endorsements. I don't care who endorses whom. I don't care, because I'm making up. I vote with my pocketbook, and I vote based on reason and logic. I don't look at skin color.
Nope.
I don't look at gender. I don't look at what religion they are. What creed or whatever. I look at how it's going to impact me and my loved ones.
Yes,
that's all I care about, and the good of my country.
Hold that thought, Dan. Let's take a quick commercial break so we can pay these bills.
My name is Malik Davis. I'm effective and I'm efficient when it comes down to producing those credit results. I don't play around. Yeah, I have a lot of shrewdness with me and a lot of aggressiveness with me, but I get the job done and my clients appreciate that.
There's a dude by the name of Malik. We call him Malik, the credit guru. He goes in and cleans up everything.
What type of clients do I service? I service them all. Blue collar, white collar, doctors, lawyers, actors, singers. Doesn't matter who you are. I don't have time for your games. I don't have time for your bullshit. Either you want your credit fixed or either you don't.
And one of the reasons why my credit is incredible because I got Malik Davis 211 credit guru. This is not an endorsement. This is knowledge.
Either you want your credit fixed or either you don't. Either you want me to properly educate you and lead you the way you need to be led so you can obtain the things that you need to obtain, or you don't. You seeking my services out. Don't tell me what it is that you want to do when you're seeking my services out, because I'm telling you what you need to do.
No matter how much money you got, that credit got to be right. So I can always depend on my boy Malik Davis to make sure my credit is always right. No matter how much money you got in this world, your credit is crucial. Make sure it's clean, make sure it's tight, make sure it's right. Check him out.
Welcome back to the score. Dan, let's go ahead and let it roll.
Yeah, I mean, you people, this is the problem, especially in the Black community. We vote based on emotion. And what has it gotten us over the last few decades, last several decades, since the 60s? We had a Black president. Everybody came out in droves and voted for Obama in 2008. And what did he actually, can you count? I'll give you one hand. Can you count on one hand the number of things that Barack Obama actually did for the Black community?
You know what they're going to say? He gave us Obamacare.
Okay, I'll give him that, which is terrible. It only made the insurance companies richer because the government came in and paid the premiums. Okay, and then the premiums got jacked up. And for people who still had to pay their insurance, their premiums doubled and tripled. So those people got slammed while the very poor were able to get the insurance, but they can't. The taxpayers are paying for it because of the subsidies. Your premium, you might be paying $100 a month for a premium under Obamacare, but the actual real premium is $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
Who's paying that difference? The taxpayer. The taxpayer. And who's making the money? The big insurance companies. Yeah, that's why the insurance companies were all in on Obamacare, Malik, because they are making a fortune off of Obamacare. The big insurance companies.
But what else would they say that that Obama possibly did for them, Dan?
I don't know. Did real Black wages go up under Obama? No, they went up under Trump. When you take inflation into account,
but Obama said that Trump inherited his economy.
The Obama economy was stagnant. It had been stagnant, and we would have had a depression had it not been for the Federal Reserve keeping interest rates at zero. That's what kept Obama's economy propped up.
I remember that.
Now, when Trump came in, he did have the benefit of the Federal Reserve keeping the rates low. That was a good thing. That was about the only good thing that happened under Obama, but it actually started under Bush, because that was when we had the financial meltdown and the Federal Reserve started lowering interest rates massively to keep the economy afloat. Obama was the beneficiary of that. Okay. And then it continued under Trump. So Trump continued that. The Trump administration benefited from artificially low interest rates too. That's fair. But what Trump did, he had a massive tax cut. He cut regulation, and he started pushing. While fracking started on Obama, Obama tried to shut fracking down.
And he did cut the corporate taxes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, fracking started on Obama, but on federal lands, Obama killed it. It was on private lands, a private property where fracking took off. And then when Trump came into office, he unleashed it. That's why oil prices went way down and gas was $1 something.
Yeah,
It got down to like $1.30, $1.40 under Trump. Okay, that wasn't so. It wasn't Obama. Trump did not. Trump inherited a stagnant economy under Obama. And the Trump economy exploded. Blacks prospered, Hispanics prospered, white folks prospered, everybody prospered. And the tax cut, the corporate tax cut led to an economic renaissance, and the average family, especially the middle class, had a tax cut. The very poor didn't have a tax cut because they don't pay taxes anyway. Half the wage earners in this country pay no federal income taxes. So they don't deserve a tax cut because they don't pay taxes. But the middle class people benefited under Trump.
Now, what do you think?
2017 tax cut.
Now, what you think is going to happen if Kamala Harris become these idiots president out here?
She's already said she's not going to renew the Trump tax cuts that will expire at the end of next year. That means your personal rates are going to go up. The corporate rate will go up back to 28%, or actually it'll go up to 35%. If they don't pass new legislation, it goes back to the way it was. And that is going to lead to companies, what they call reverse, moving their operations, even moving their headquarters out of the United States, like they did under Obama.
Yeah. A lot of jobs left up out of here. A lot of corporations, a lot of jobs left up out of here when he was President Obama.
And I'm going to tell you this, China is going to love it. China is going to love it. If that woman is reelected, I mean, if she is elected president of this country, Russia's going to love it. China's going to love it. North Korea is going to love it. And most of all, Iran is going to love it because she's going to keep that stupid Iran phony treaty that was never approved by the Senate that Obama started and Trump killed. And Biden resurrected it. They're going to put it on steroids. And you think we've had an invasion over the last 3.5 years? If that woman is reelected, you might have another 15 or 20 million people coming into the United States to chain migration, and America is finished. It is finished.
Especially
our culture will
black
be
folks.
destroyed. Our culture will be destroyed. And these idiots don't understand the ramifications of having all these illegals over here. Well, you know, that's diversity and all that stuff. You idiots, the thing that has made this country great is our culture.
Yes.
Our culture. Not having all these people over here. Yeah, there's nothing. Legal immigration is great. But illegal immigration, where these people are coming over here and saying, I don't give a shit about the American culture. It's my culture. They have their own neighborhoods, and then they start their own business and benefit themselves. And what does that do? You're not assimilating.
Yeah.
You're not assimilating into the American culture. You're creating your own. And that ultimately will lead to factions within the country, and it's going to divide it. The country's already divided.
Yes, already divided, man.
If that woman is reelected, you're talking about a divided.
Not reelected if that woman is elected.
No, if she's elected, yeah. President of the United States.
Yeah.
And what I am telling you is going to happen. And for the FBI and whoever's listening to us, I am not a part of this, but it's only common sense. This country is going to break apart. You will have a civil war because we're headed that way anyway. We're headed that way anyway. They're talking about no matter who wins today or tonight or a month from now when it's announced, you're going to have people in the streets. The feds and local police in some of these cities, especially blue cities, which is the majority of the cities in this country, they're already telling the cops, be prepared for rioting and unrest and all that kind of stuff because the country's divided. Democrats divided this country. They used the Saul Alinsky tactics that Obama was an acolyte of and Hillary Clinton. And you divide and conquer. You isolate your enemy, and then you try to destroy your enemy.
But with this civil war and civil unrest that's going to be popping off over here in the United States, like you said, the mother countries like Russia, China, Iran, they're going to be looking at this thing, and it's possible that they can make their move over here in the United States.
They're going to make their move. Malik, they're going to make, because we're going to be infighting, the internecine fighting. We'll be fighting among ourselves, and that's going to weaken this country. China wants that. China has pumped millions of dollars into our campaigns, political campaigns over the years, just like I sent you that piece of how they were stealing people's identities and using this Act Blue, which is a big Democrat fundraiser. It raised over $16 billion since 2004.
Wow.
And they've actually taken Republican politicians' names, stole their identities, and were contributing using their names, fake names of real people to contribute to the Democratic Party. $5, $50 donations.
So they created fake funds.
Exactly. That's been proven, and Congress now is investigating it. Act Blue has been around for over 20 years, and they've raised $16 billion for the Democratic Party.
That's a lot of money. That's
16 billion, not 16 million, $16 billion. They brag about it. And a lot of this money, because you keep wondering, how are the Democrats outraising the Republicans 3 and 4 to 1? Where is all this money coming from when you got all these little middle class people sending money to the Republican Party and all that kind of stuff, and all these Republican candidates, even like Trump? But Kamala Harris has got $1 billion. Trump's got, a little more than 3/4 of that. And then in some of these senatorial and House races, you got some candidates that got 5-1 advantage. The Democrats. It's always the Democrats have the advantage. Pretty much every race. They're raising, I don't know how many billions of dollars. When you include all the local races, the senatorial races, the congressional races, and the presidential race, we're talking about several $1 billion.
Yeah.
And this money, Act Blue, is right in the middle of this. I'm telling you, we could do a whole segment on them. And
that's for the next episode. Yeah, that's for the next episode, Dan.
What the conclusion I'm trying to reach, Malik, is the Democrats will do whatever it takes to win. They are ruthless.
They cut their own mama's throat.
This is not the Democratic Party of Jimmy Carter or JFK, okay? That party will no longer exist. This is the party of Barack Obama. Barack Obama sits atop of this party.
Why do you think he's out there? Listen, why do you think he's so invested into it as far as out there campaigning for this woman? Exactly. He's adamant. He is super invested.
He's super invested because a lot of the shenanigans that went on under his in his administration were never exposed. The media looked the other way. And that was the reason. And I'm getting in a little bit into the weeds in this, but that was the reason why they went after General Flynn so hard, because General Flynn knew everything.
He knew where all the bodies was buried.
Exactly.
He knew where all the bodies was buried.
That was the reason why they prosecuted that man to no end, even well into the Trump administration, because it was the Obama people that were left holdovers that were going after General Flynn, and Trump wanted to make him a cabinet member. And Obama said the one person that you need to worry about, other than Little Rocket Man in North Korea, the one person that you need to really think twice about bringing into your administration is General Flynn.
Wow.
A great general, an honorable man, and they destroyed that man. They bankrupted that man. Obama's people did, based up on trumped up charges. Even the FBI agents because they said he lied to the FBI, and you know how they'll get you on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The FBI agents who actually interviewed him basically said that he did not lie to them.
Well, you know
But
they
still
weaponized.
destroyed
Well,
the
you know they
manslaughter.
weaponized the
Exactly.
government.
But
you know they
that is
weaponized the federal government against their opponents.
But that is the MO of the modern day Democrat Party.
Just like
They've
they
been
put them on
hijacked by the lunatic left.
Just
The
like
fringe left.
just like when they sacked the IRS on Ben Carson, right?
Exactly, because he criticized Obama during that American prayer breakfast.
Obama put the IRS on him.
Yep, he was looking right at him. He was looking right at him and Obama's wife, and said basically that Obamacare was a bad thing. And it was.
Wow.
And within a couple of months, the IRS shows up at his house in the morning. He had never been audited one day in his life.
Obama put the IRS on that man. He weaponized the IRS against that man.
Because
that man spoke out.
Now, no, Malik, that's minor compared to what they did with the IRS. Remember Lois Lerner?
Yeah.
They went after, in 2011, they went after all these Tea Party groups that were being formed to try to get their nonprofit status, and the IRS dragged their feet or denied them their status. So they couldn't form because the Tea Party was growing and it was an anti-Obama group.
Well, Dan, we got a little bit
widely known. Widely known.
Dan, we got a little bit off topic, but what my whole point was to show these individuals stop pretty much running behind these celebrities and these entertainers as though they are your community leaders, as though they have some type of high level of intelligence when it comes down to politics or financial literacy, to let them or to listen to them or to sway you into following in behind them, because it's going to bring your demise. That's the whole purpose and point as to why I wanted to play this clip right here, because there's a lot of flip-flopping when it comes down to these so-called entertainers, celebrities, actors, singers, or whatever the case might be, that has no high level of intelligence or high knowledge about politics or financial literacy.
I agree, Malik, but Lee, one thing, and
you can't take them seriously. You can't take them people seriously.
The big picture is they use, just like I said, bread and circuses. This is their opinion of black people. Black people are not like their perception of black people. They're not like the Latin community, Latino community. They're not like the Jewish community. They're not like the Asian community, where you gotta show them how your policies are going to benefit them. They are capable of critical thinking. Mm-hmm. The Democrats' opinion is the liberal Democrats' opinion of the black community is just give them bread and circuses, because they vote based on emotion and they're stupid. That's what the Democratic Party
and we can tell them anything
of the black vote.
And we can tell them anything. We can tell them anything, and they'll go for it.
And it's worked, Malik. It has worked since the 60s. It has worked. So why change? Why change your opinion? Or why do you have to go through and make the extra effort? And that's why that's why Obama went after the young black men, because these young black men said the Democratic Party's policies are not doing anything to help my pocketbook. I want to start a business. I need to get a business loan. I want to expand my business. When Trump was in office, I had more access to money. I was making money. They were putting in these enterprise zones and stuff. Businesses were being formed and stuff like that. I had more money in my pocket after I paid my bills.
Yep.
That's what these young black men remembered. They didn't care about bread and circuses.
Nah.
But Obama takes that figurative whip out. We gotta whip those young Negroes back onto that plantation. That's what Obama said. We gotta whip them back on.
And Obama and Kamala are using those rappers, celebrities, and entertainers to do it. And they pretty much almost got him in line.
Exactly. I call it the infantilization of the Black community. Treat them like children. Just give them bread and circuses. Keep them amused and keep their bellies full.
Keep them entertained.
Always have them under
entertained.
control. That's right. Keep them amused. If that play was written over 1,000 years ago and it's still apropos today, especially in the Black community. Now, it's not appropriate. It doesn't work in the Hispanic community. It definitely doesn't work in the Jewish community, even though I have my issue with Jews too, because the secular Jews are just as stupid as the Blacks. They overwhelmingly vote Democrat, even though it's against the way the Democrats have treated Israel. So I won't get into that, but they're just as stupid as the Blacks. They vote against their own self-interest.
And in closing with this episode, Dan, I want to reiterate. Stop thinking that these celebrities, entertainers, actors, singers, or whatever you want to call them, once again, are leaders for your community, because they're not. And like I said in closing, Dan, I believe that now, since all these individuals are coming out to endorse this woman that stated that they were not going to endorse this woman, I believe allegedly they on that Diddy list party and they on that Jeffrey Epstein list. And with that, we want you guys to stay plugged into this YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and be prepared for more upcoming knowledge and information on The Score. Malik D, your financial credit guru, the hit maker, The Score. Peace.
If only you knew, you would call it the credit guru. Now I'm good with the credit bureau. Now I'm good with the credit bureau. Went from 540 to a 750. New credit lines, I'ma push the limit. See signs of Christ all through the city.
MalikDavis.com